Ladies and gentlemen of the humble internet, my name is Ryan, aka Ryman, and we have returned for more bizarre adventures in Katawa Shoujo. To be painfully, truthfully honest, I wasn't originally planning on doing a Katawa Shoujo recording tonight. I was actually gearing up for a Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City recording. See, about a week ago I put a poll up on the Facebook channel. The Facebook language has failed me again. I put a poll up on the Facebook page asking it was a choice between two games, asking which of these games that I never finished would you like to see me return to. It was a choice between either the Resident Evil 1 or the Undertale game, and the Resident Evil 1 won. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm a man of the people, let's do this shit. Game didn't work. Game refused to launch. So I did some homework, I tried a couple of things, and it turns out I'm not the only one who's having that problem. It is a game that has not aged very well. It is a game that requires Microsoft shit to even work, because it doesn't want to play nice with Steam. So I'm like, you know what, game? Thanks for the memories, but fuck y'all. I'm not going through this much aggravation for, let's be honest, a fun while it lasted, but mediocre experience that really fell short in a lot of departments. Did I hate the game? No! Is it but fucking retardedly terrible? No! Is it worth the aggravation of trying to get it to work so I could do like 3 or 4 more levels? No! But, so, I needed something to record tonight, so here we are with Katawa Shoujo. I rambled on terribly for the 3 to 4 people in this entire planet that actually come to want to view this shit, so let's go. What was I doing? I'll remember later. Today's art club meeting is currently on hold while everyone waits for Nomiya to show up. Nomiya. Nomiya. Fuck it. I take this time to try and explain my theory about Yamaku to Rin. Wait, what are your theories or what are my actual theories? I try to figure out what exactly about the school feels so special to me. That concept I unsuccessfully tried to explain to Yuko the other day. I keep hitting space. I'm thinking this is the other visual novel I'm reading through. Major minor. It's still difficult, but the track meet and the time I've spent observing my fellow students has helped my ideas mature a little. Have you noticed that people talk all the time? It's really annoying. I can't really explain it, but once again, as I try to explain my observation, I'm struggling for words. The student body is heavily clicked, and I'm only now beginning to make sense of the intricate grouping and popularity networks. And yet, the feeling of being a part of a group is stronger here than I remember it being in my old schools. Oh boy. I'm trying to say that this school isn't like other schools, or at least the students aren't, even after discounting the obvious. Do you know what I mean? Fuck no! What the hell are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. I feel now that after the course of playing all these visual novel games, my mental psyche level it's either gone down to or ascended to Rin's level right about now. Whose stand am I? Oh, well, whatever then. I want to pursue the issue, but at that point, Nomiya arrives. The teacher is wiping sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief and breathing rather heavily. He quickly glances over the room, then settles down a bit. Hello. Apologies for being late. Is my Discord on the mob channel still on? Did I leave that on? Do I want to go through the pain in the ass editing of taking out the part of me looking? Nah, fuck it. Whoever's there, they're in for a fucking show. Is everyone present? Good. I must confess, I haven't really planned anything for today, as I've been extremely busy lately. But I'm sure we can come up with something entertaining. Anyone have any suggestions? 9 rounds of bare-knuckle boxing. Clear the tables. Clear the floor. I was thinking we could have a discussion circle, since we haven't had one in a while. I, at least, found the last one magnificently enjoyable. Yeah, I'm sure you like being a part of certain types of circle. There's some murmurs here and there, but nobody raises their voice in support or against Naomi. I will! This is butt-fuckingly retarded. We could delve into various movements of art. Or does someone have a good topic in mind? Come on, throw it out there. It doesn't matter if it's silly or odd. We can always cook. I don't know why I'm going for this fucking performance with this character. But it makes, when you read it that way, it makes everything he says sound off. Nobody seems to be brave enough to make such a suggestion. As the awkward silence refuses to be broken, I lift my hand in the air and sound, no! No! Don't do it! Oh, our newest friend seems to have something on his mind. Speak up, my boy. Speak up. Yeah. Where did you get that fucking tie? Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I've always wondered why art existed. Hisao, go home. Hisao. Oh, taking the headphones off. My boy. What? No. These are not the topics you bring up. This is not the conversation we want to have. We have opportunities in this circle jerk here to figure out life's actual mysteries, right? For example, if dragons breathe fire, how do they blow out a candle that's lit? I have not ever been given a goddamn answer to this. I asked this at the office that I worked at. No one gave me an answer. It's been bugging me. I'm losing sleep over this. That's not the only question. How about this? Why don't we discuss this one, Naomi? Nomia? Don't you, Nomia? Okay. Bear with me on this. How about this for a circle conversation? If I cut off my foot and slap you over the head with it, am I kicking you or am I hitting you? No, am I kicking you or am I clubbing you? Because the art of hitting someone with your feet is kicking, right? So if I do it with my foot, but it's not attached to my leg, am I still kicking you or am I clubbing you? Now, yes, the art of clubbing is hitting someone with some kind of blunt object, right? But it's my foot, my own foot. No one's ever given me a straight answer. They always look at me blankly. I guess life's mysteries will have to continue. My voice trails off. Silence sets in the room. And nobody makes a follow-up on my meek suggestion. Then the teacher bursts into laughter. Oh, excellent! Very good. Very good indeed. Right out of the gate with the big one, huh? I don't know if this character's actually supposed to be very flamboyant or... fabulous! Okay, actually, I think he's supposed to be on that team. Chuckling, he shifts some papers around on his desk for a few moments. When he's done, he appears to have made some sort of decision. Very well, then. Let us run with this and see where it gets us, shall we? Oh, my... I was reading, oh my, then I looked up and what, why, no, dude, put it back in the mouth. This is a family show, this is a family-friendly empire. Oh, God. Oh, my. I couldn't. That was way too distracting. Let me gather my thoughts for a moment, so I can figure out a good starting point for everyone. For some reason, the teacher seems to be almost literally bursting with excitement. He scribbles a few things down on a loose sheet of paper and then cleans his glasses with a handkerchief. He strikes a pose like it's in fucking JoJo, then freezes for an overtly dramatic, artistic pause that spans what must be half a minute. This is a bizarre adventure. Oh, this is in the same universe, I'm convinced. It's so quiet I could hear a pin drop. First, let's come up with a few questions that we want answered, such as, what is art? And why does art exist? Anyone have any questions that might be related? The boy with sunglasses pipes up almost immediately. His voice is soft and quiet, and I have a hard time making out what the fuck he's saying. Sunglasses boy! What defines an artist? After him, another question pops up. If I fill a cardboard box with water and call it art, is it art? Well, my boy, for the first 10 seconds, it's art. Then it's a soggy mess, and then you flooded the fucking room, and then I'm probably gonna... Moving on. Everyone laughs at that, even the teacher. The sad part is... Student, I'm going to strike a little dramatic pose as I'm sitting here in my chair and point dramatically over something that's not there as if I'm talking to the student. The sad part is, my boy, is that in today's society that would be called art because modern art is fucking stupid. I know this. When I was in college, I had to take art courses for my business major. Don't ask me how it relates, but I took art history 1 and 2. I did phenomenal in those courses. I thought it was great. I love art. It's fucking beautiful. It's hard to pick. Well, I would say my favorite art period, but I can tell you one thing. When we got to modern, I didn't fail it, but I didn't do as good as the other subjects in those classes because my interest went right down into the shitter because modern art to me was dumb. You show me all this other wonderful art, these beautiful masterpieces done throughout history, and then you get to a fucking whiteboard with a couple random dots sprinkled on, as if someone with a paintbrush just flung it and sold it for like millions of dollars to some museum and called it art. And people gather around a fucking empty tin can that was used for peas and go, ooh, ah. No, you're dumb. It's dumb. Modern art is fucking dumb. So while, yes, that cardboard box filled with water is art, but it's dumb. I had to get that off my chest. Great! Wonderful! All of these! Let me start by saying that this is not a clear-cut issue by any means, and as such, I'm not going to give any answers to you. I'm only going to speak from my own perspective. Scholars have argued about these sorts of questions since time immemorial, and there's never been really... There has never really been a broadly applicable consensus reached. There are, however, some qualities that most tend to generally agree upon. Hopefully, you all should find these acceptable as well. In short, art defines itself. It simply cannot be contained to a definition from the outside, since the boundaries of art expand and contract from forces within. Every day, someone somewhere comes up with something completely outrageous that challenges any and all preconceptions. The core reason for this is that rather than the rational side of the mind, art appeals to the intuition, the instinct, the primal. You would find it very hard to explain why exactly it is that you enjoy some particular style of piece, no? He doesn't wait for a response before continuing. This is exactly why. So, art is a sort of wild, uncontrollable thing that lurks somewhere deep in our subconscious. Now, why does it exist? Nomiya apparently expects someone to pipe up with a guess, but as no one dares to interrupt his inspired speech, he continues. It was a trick question. You see, art also validates itself. Generally speaking, you might say that an art is for no other purpose than itself. It's something that exists merely to leave a mark in history. It's the defiance of a mortal against the face of darkness. Fuck it! I'm getting into this, let's go! As was once said, art is truly the proof of our existence. You should all know that human culture and civilization are tightly tied to the existence of art. Now then, what about artists? What drives a man to dedicate his life to things so fickle and mysterious that even defies definition? There are as many answers for this as there are artists. There are as many answers to this as there are stars in the sky at night. I ad-libbed that. But if I had to put it in words, an artist doesn't make art because he can, but because he must. Nomiya takes a pause, and his gaze sweeps over the audience, eyes flaring with passion. It is obviously that art touches the very soul of each and every human being in one way or another. So, if we were given a chance to connect with your fellow man in such a fundamental way, how could you not, in short, to bring up the line from a way previous episode, probably season 1 of this entire series for this game, it's do the finger snap with me, children! It's magic! Oh god, I never thought I'd bring that fucking part up ever again. Oh god, he's got more! There is a poem I'm very much fond of, and I shall recite the most well-known part of it to you now. I feel that, For me personally, of all possible things, it captures best the essence of what it means to be an artist. Nomiya leans against the desk as he clears his throat in preparation. Looking at some distant place, he utters the words in the heavy afternoon air with a soft basso voice. That is not the voice I gave him. Oh God, who's messaging me? You're at the most intricate part! Fuck off, Twitch! To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. There was a solemn and unbelievably awkward silence after he finishes reciting the short fragment. Nobody dares speak a word. Nomiya clears his throat again. To be an artist is to see the world in a grain of sand. You see, dear children, without art, there would not be much to live for in this world. It is the most profound thing. He is clearly touched by this notion. I don't expect to see a lone tear rolling down his rough cheek, but it never comes, 'cause men don't cry. Oh God, what... I turn to Rin and whisper her, what the fuck is he talking about? So, how is this a discussion circle? She shrugs nonchalantly back at me. The previous ones were the same. To his credit, Nomiya does try to get some debate going, but the club seems to be reluctant to comply. I feel a bit guilty about opening my mouth. Maybe he would have been spared from this. As the meeting comes to a close, I realize we haven't touched any paint or pens today. I feel somewhat disappointed. Nomiya suddenly appears next to us. He seems to be still fired up from the speech he delivered. His cologne smells musky and, saturine at the same time, giving me an instant headache, even though I'm not sensitive to perfumes. He's looking at Rin like a hungry... Oh, no. Tezuka, do you remember Mrs. Soinji, who visited us at the festival? I think so. I'm going to tell you something amazing. The thing is, she's a very well-known gallerist around here. Turns out I might be able to get her to consider having some of your work put on display. He ends his session with a dramatic gesture. It seems he's expecting Rin to show some sort of joyous, shocked reaction at such grand news, but she just stares at him blankly. Magnificent, isn't it? This could be a real chance for us to get ahead, girl. But... Now, I know what you're about to say. Yes, it wouldn't be simple or fair, but I think this is an absolutely fantastic opportunity. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we even made it big. This could be the first step, and then, when the word is out, we strike while the iron is hot. Right, Nakai? Yeah. Does sound pretty great, if you're into that kind of thing. See? We should definitely not let this one pass, am I right? I don't really... Rin seems to be troubled for some reason. Can't figure out why. What Naomi is saying does indeed sound like a possible great thing. She looks pretty down, though, and confused. I've never seen her like this. So, what do you think? Rin looks up to her teacher's glowing face, then back down at her desk. I'll think about it. Naomi is, at last taken slightly aback by Rin's lack of superlative delight. Then he smiles wildly at her and gently pats her head. Good girl. This dude is very weird. And not just because of the way the voice that I gave him. He comes off as very weird. The club meeting is finally over, and I lazily collect my things and help clean up. I start feeling exhausted for some reason. There isn't much to do, however, so it's over quickly. I catch up to Rin, who left the clubroom just a moment earlier. So we're walking down the stairs to the ground floor while I try to go over Naomi's passionate speech about art. And Rin seems to be lost in thought. Not an unusual state for her, I've learned, but something about her expression makes me feel uneasy. Penny for your thoughts. That'd be too cheap. You're just overpricing your thoughts. I want to be able to sell them anyway. I'm not sure what I'm thinking yet. That'd be fraud, too. Like stealing candy from a baby. That's theft, not fraud. I have to think about what I think. Oh, God, don't we all? Is this about what the teacher said? Getting your work put out on display and all that? She doesn't answer, but stops in her tracks as we reach the lobby. We're the only people around, so it's very quiet. Footsteps echo from a few floors up as someone hurries along the hallway. I think I'm going to go somewhere elsewhere. I think she's really troubled. Want company? I can't promise much help with the thinking, but it's not like I have much else to do. And I'm supposed to do some light exercise. If you like. Ren leads me outside to the wall behind the dormitories. There's a small back gate there, made from the same wrought iron as the main gate. It leads to the shadowy woodland park behind the school. The gate is rusty, as if it hasn't seen much use. However, it sits open, so we pass through. It's not forbidden for students to leave the grounds, but somehow I feel a little uneasy. The path leads deeper into the forest. Tall Zelkova and maple trees rustle in the wind. Their canopies are creating patches of chill air hanging in places where the shadows fall. The forest smells strongly of earth. I fucking wonder why, Hasao. I almost feel cold, even though the midsummer day is as hot as ever. Rin trudges ahead like a sleepwalker, sure-footed but with no apparent destination in mind. Her thoughts seem to be somewhere else. I follow a few steps behind, taking more care to watch where my feet land. The path follows the land uphill at a low angle, sometimes making little detours downhill before climbing back upwards. They meet at brown and gray trunks lining the path on both sides, peppered with ferns and other undergrowth. After a little while, I start getting worried. The path is still wide and clear, so there's no chance of getting lost. It doesn't look like we have any particular destination. There's nothing wrong with a bit of aimless wandering around, but I don't want to go so far that I get too tired to walk back. I'm starting to get a little winded as my legs feel heavy. I'm going to stop and get a chance to catch my breath and rest my legs, but Rin keeps on going. Where are we going? Or are we going anywhere at all? I hope we're going somewhere safe. Worry tree. You have a worry tree? I see. So what exactly is a worry tree? It's just a tree. Like this. She stops in front of a particularly large maple that might or might not be the worry tree. Its lush green leaves sway lightly in the breeze, blowing through the small clearing we entered. I guessed as much. There are people who believe that you must come here to wallow in misery. If you are miserable, only by people, I mean me, and the tree isn't really called anything. So if you're miserable, you talk to a tree about it? No. Why? You can't talk to trees. What do you think I am, crazy? No, I didn't mean it like that. Or maybe you talk to trees. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that you're crazy, even though you probably are if you talk to trees. I wouldn't recommend it in either case. People will think you're a weird person. No, just forget it. She looks mildly confused, for which I don't blame her at all. She tilts her head a little to the side, expression melting back to her usual one. Alright, I'm good at forgetting things. So why are we here? Are you miserable then? Can't read the expression she makes. I hate how bad I am at interpreting Rin's mood. She nails an answer right away, as if she herself isn't quite certain of her own mood. The blank stare changes into a more typical expression as she shuffles her weight around. Finally, coming to a conclusion, Rin shrugs her shoulders. I've grown to seriously dislike that gesture. It doesn't mean anything. Maybe. I just feel kind of like I'm sinking underwater. I don't know what I should do. I don't know where I should go. That's all. Maybe it's not a big deal, but I thought walking might help. Kind of like, if I go somewhere, I would know where I should go. I don't really know if it did. It really would have made sense if walking had helped to decide where to go. So you don't want to try to get an exhibition? Or rather, you don't know if you do? Can't decide? Rin doesn't say anything for a while, arranging her thoughts in silence. The quiet is broken by birdsong from somewhere in the treetops, followed by rustling leaves as the bird takes flight. Maybe. I'm not sure if I can have a thing like that. So far, I've only painted for myself. I don't think I could have my things on display the way I am now. This me couldn't do it. Her reason sounds like a weak excuse. I make my trademark frown, but she doesn't notice it. I don't get it. Teacher certainly thinks you could. I don't think he'd suggested otherwise. Sounds like he's calling in favors from his friends, too. I know. He's really done a lot for me, but this might be too much. Becoming someone who can do it might be pretty hard. Maybe I couldn't do it at all. He can't do it for me, and if I let him try, I'd just sink deeper and deeper. Rin stands in front of the large maple and turns away from me. I want to close a few feet of distance between us, and I don't know. My irritation is suddenly gone, and I start feeling sympathetic for her. I know exactly how you feel. Well, maybe I don't, but still. I think I haven't felt like I was actually in control of my own life for this whole year. I'm just helplessly going along with the flow. Like coming here to this school. I didn't really choose it myself. And I certainly didn't choose the time of my life to learn that I have this condition. Dude, you have arrhythmia. You just have an irregular heartbeat. This girl has no arms! Calm the fuck down! Oh my god! Seriously, this guy. I still can't casually say the word aloud. Arrhythmia! Arrhythmia! Say it with me, roll the R's! Might make you feel better, it's fun. It's like, yeah, it's exactly like being underwater. Like I can't even breathe. Rin turns to face me again, a sad expression on her face. Is that why you look so sad all the time? I don't want to look sad like you. Do I look to you like you look to me? I don't look sad all the time. I just don't know what I should be feeling. What kind of face I should be making. Dude, Hisao, your resting bitch face, nothing in comparison to mine. I could be having a good time, someone's going to think I'm miserable. And then when I am actually miserable, oh God. And then when I'm angry, oh God. You'd swear I was like the Doomslayer, like... Me neither. Do I look sad now? Not really. You look like you always do, I think. But I'm sinking. What are you thinking about? Oh, I am the greatest. I cannot be stopped. Oh, God. I know, I don't get subscribers. I don't get viewers. I don't get shit. That was worth it. And if you are the one person who stuck around through all this shit thick and thin, you deserve that. And I probably scared you off now. But you did it. You get the badge of I stuck around through this shitty playthrough to hear Ryan's shitty joke. I should try to float. Like a rubber duck. Quack, quack, all yellow and creepy. What? I have to think for a few seconds about which direction I should pursue in this conversation. Then I realized that it doesn't matter. You think rubber ducks are creepy? You don't? I think they look very creepy. Everything that has eyes but isn't alive is very disturbing. Like rubber ducks and reflections in the mirror. What the fuck? She plops down on the forest bed, leaning on the maple she named the worry tree. After wondering what to do for a minute, I sit down too, 3 feet apart from her. The forest envelops us in its embrace, and its stillness falls upon the two of us. We sit there without speaking for a long while. I can literally feel the time passing. I can literally feel the blood going through my veins. I can literally feel myself dying. The patches of sunlight, literally a small clearing in a pattern that echoes the maple canopies. One of them falls directly on me, warming me all the way to the bone. I wonder what I could do for myself, and maybe for Rin. For now, I just keep watching her from this distance. Sometimes she cranes her neck all the way back, so much that it looks almost painful, and stares up at the small patch of sky visible past the... Oh God, that one snuck up on me! Sometimes she just stares blankly ahead, as if seeing something, just beyond her reach. She keeps whispering to herself, but so quietly that I can't hear her, even though I'm sitting right next to her. I only see her lips moving, like she was in the middle of a distant dream. I realize that right now, I no longer feel any of the intense loneliness I feel at night, just before falling asleep. Oh, you get that too, huh? I might be more like Ren than I thought. I can either give up and stay submerged under the weight of all that crap in my life, or try to change myself for the better. Her decision is different, yet the same. And unlike her, I know for sure that I can't stay like this forever. I have to change. I want to be more like Ren, or I want to be more like Emmy. I'm pretty sure... Oh God. One, I like... Okay. a thought just popped into my head. We'll get to it, going back to decision making in a second here. But another thing to probably go over on in either the comment section below or even on the Discord. If you had to choose between going through life without arms, without legs, what do you think you would go with? Alright, now back to this. Do I want to be more like Rin? Or do I want to be more like Emmy? I don't think I'm ever going to realistically be like Emmy. She's too happy and cheerful. And the last, I haven't been really happy and cheerful and full of energy and life and hope since I was maybe like 8. I tried having fun once. I tried being happy once. Didn't turn out so well. But more like Rin. In some aspects, I'm already kind of like Rin. But on other aspects, I don't know, like the parts that's like being in the moment, you know, letting your mind drift, like literally shutting your brain off and drift into a state of calmness and zen. Like when we were on the roof looking at clouds. I feel like a lot of people could be more like Rin in that case. Just to pump the brakes. But then again, to be more like Emmy, where you're just happy. She has no legs and she's happy. You know, if I was doing this as a live stream, I would prop this. I'm a little stumped. I probably would leave it to the audience, but I already do these as like days in between each other, and like people aren't going to be happy with that, and they would want a decision now. Think of this as like art. How do I interpret this question? How do I interpret this? Well, the way I interpret it is, do I want to be like happy, cheery, like Emmy? Or do I want to just be more zen, like Rin? Honestly, I think it would be better for me if I was more like Rin. I'm speaking like truthfully here, like honestly, realistically, personally. I get too worked up. Everyone gets too worked up about that, man. You get worked up, your folks get worked up all the time. Think of your favorite YouTubers, the people who are actually successful in this shit. You think shit doesn't bother them? Look at PewDiePie. Look at that dude. Yeah, you think there are probably times in his life where he just wanted to just shut his brain off and chill and stare out the window thinking about nothing really important or just relevant, just drift. It's just an example. Maybe if the Best Friends Zaibatsu do that, they'd still be a Best Friends Zaibatsu. I'm gonna go with be more like Rin. That's just the way I'm interpreting it. Rin could probably do it. Even though she seems to doubt herself, I have no doubts about her strength. She could do it. Even if she can't. Makes me feel a little bit better too. And I lean back against the tree, breathing out deeply as if for the first time in a long time. We stay that way in the small clearing until the angle of the sun changes and the chilly shadows deepen. No longer warm where we sit, we leave the forest, returning along the same path we took coming in. It doesn't seem like Rin has come to a decision. I wonder if it was a bad idea for me to come along. It's alright. I don't mind. I'm sure the trees and the dirt and the rocks won't mind either. Did you mind? No, not at all. I think it helped me too. While we walk back towards the dormitories, the sky is changing to a deep ultramarine. For the first summer stars twinkle softly from between the spots in the canopy, barely visible like tiny fireflies. I become very self-conscious about Rin's presence. I haven't thought much about girls since things fell apart with Wanako. This is kind of the same situation as then, but to be honest, I don't think it really counts for much. Not with Rin. And yet, it feels good walking next to her, even if it isn't anything more than this. For the first time, I think Rin's agitate me quite a bit with her unpredictable behavior. But recently, I feel I haven't had to be on my toes so much. I managed to let myself go a little. Makes me feel satisfied, even though ultimately I think it's more thanks to Rin than myself. She seems to be disinterested in a huge number of things, but something in her makes me try harder than I normally would. You know, that would be nice. But then again, I really don't think there's a woman out there that would stick around for very long for me to get, you know, comfortable to the point of, yeah, me being more me. I'm pretty sure they'd hightail it. It's like, I got comfortable to someone to the point where I turned to them and I asked the question, if I chopped off my foot and hit you with it, am I kicking you? They probably would run. They'd call the cops and then they run. It's not that I want to impress her. I think that truly impressing Rin would take a near subhuman effort just because of how she is. Instead, it's because there is this relentless feeling inside of me that I shouldn't let Rin down. It's really weird. I wonder why I started thinking like that. I don't even know what sort of expectations she has about pretty much anything. So how can I let her down? Rin has this unassuming air around her, and she doesn't really talk about stuff very often. Even today's confession of her self-doubt caught me a little bit off guard. I feel like I want to talk to blah, 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 blah. I feel like I want to learn English. I feel like I want to talk more with her. The realization suddenly dawns on me that Rin is basically the only person I talk to nowadays. Apart from that, I have to endure from Shizune, Meisha, or Kenji. I feel slightly depressed. You really need more friends, dude. I mean, really. Emmy's cool and all. Emmy's mom's wouldn't be nice getting to know. But really, you have to come to everyone has to go into that like realization. It's like, man, I really only talk to one person and then try to branch out. Except me. I fucking hate people. In front of the dormitories, this is summoned by my dark thoughts. We run into Kenji himself! Oh god! It feels very odd seeing him outside, breathing fresh outdoor air. At least it's already dusk. I partially expect Kenji would disintegrate upon direct exposure to the sun. Hey, leave Kenji alone, he's cool. Kenji himself seems very insecure as well, standing around looking like he's waiting for something, but doesn't know himself what it might be. Hey Kenji! What the fuck you doing out here? Hello. Oh my god. It's Rin and Kenji in a conversation. This is going to be gold. This is me slow clapping. I was not disappointed. Who are you? It's me. It's Sao. I'm not sure if you know Tezuka from Class 3-4? From his face, I can see that not only he doesn't know Rin, but he also can't see her from this short distance. Oh. Sup, dudes? Kenji sticks his hand enthusiastically forward, almost straight into Rin's stomach. I can't see the chest! Kenji, never change. Rin looks at his outstretched hand in confusion until Kenji clears his throat and retracts the hand. There's something almost cool that he manages to do with social awkwardness. It's not like I'm the most suave man on the planet, but I don't think I'll ever be able to even approach Kenji's level. I think I respect Kenji a little bit more. So, you're waiting for someone? He leans closer and lowers his voice to an agitated whisper. I see his facial muscles twitching.
Come on, man. You know I can't talk about stuff here in public. They might be listening. I'm going to have to go pick up some stuff from somewhere, and I don't want those snooping student council hags to get on my case. Also, I don't trust your friend. Nothing personal. Are you...
Are you sure he's trustworthy? Oh yeah, I'm sure, dude. Trust me. He's not armed! I am the greatest, as I bounce in my chair and giggle. I'm the king. I am the king. I don't know what that I'm the king of, but I'm the king. I am the king. I briefly considered telling Kenji about Rin's gender, but as it might end up badly for one of both of them, I decided against it. Yeah, I'm sure. He turns from me to Rin, and I immediately get the feeling that I have to prevent them from talking to each other with whatever means necessary. However, there is little I can do now, apart from physical violence.
In that case, would you be interested in knowing about the worst threat to mankind since they invented vegetarianism?
He sounds like a vacuum cleaner salesman. I thought it was Sunday.
I see you're not in the know. Yeah, man, I'm talking about man-eating cows here. Very few people know what I know, so I'm not surprised. We can't talk here, but if you'd like a pamphlet, come to my room after curfew on Mondays or Wednesdays.
He suddenly reaches into his pocket and draws out a ballpoint pen and what looks like a convenience store receipt. Kenji furiously scribbles on the scrap of paper and then thrusts it towards Rin.
Here is the password. Memorize it, and then eradicate any trace of this document. Eat it, burn it, dissolve it in acid, whatever.
I take the receipt from Kenji as Rin's unable to do so, and glance at it. It is indeed a receipt, apparently for 2 rice balls and 5 boxes of matches. I hope he's not planning to burn anything down. On the other side is written just one word. Honey muffin. I show it to Rin too, but she shows no reaction. Thank you. Yo, Hisao. Oh wait, Kenji.
Yo, Hisao. You're still in that club? A club of dark arts?
Fine art. Anyway, yeah. Actually, just had a meeting today.
Still got your wits about you? No shady mind tricks going on? Nothing personal, man, but I have to be on the top of things. Can't get caught with my pants down. Speaking of which, you should really take showers a bit later. Gotta respect that personal space. Nothing personal.
Kenji looks around as if he heard something and then straightens his jacket.
Okay. I gotta scoot now before it gets too late. Later, dudes. Good luck.
Kenji takes off rapidly towards the main gate. Rin looks at him frowning. We watched after Kenji diminishing figure in silence. What's wrong with him? Technically speaking, I think he's legally blind. Oh, I see. That was a fan-fucking-tastic end of the chapter. That was a fun chapter. I demand future segments involving... Oh god, he got the letter. Involving anything between Kenji and Rin. It's magic, it's beautiful, and it cures depression. But we're gonna save it there for now. We're gonna save it. It's saved. Guys, if you had any fun whatsoever wasting your time watching this, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more bizarre adventures.
Check. Can you hear me?
Oh god, I forgot I left it on. Oh god. Well, you came in at the very end.
Of what?
I was doing a Katawa Shoujo reading.
Oh.
Oh. Well, indeed. Yeah. Well.
I guess I'll have to tune in and actually watch this one now to see how awful it is.
Oh, it's good. It's bad. It's really bad.
Sorry about that.
Was that the?
It works still.
Oh, I thought like the boat of the dam just rolled in. I don't have my coins.
You know, we'll just go with that.